Alright, residence applications are open and you're begging your parents to let you leave that house, but they say the decision is final. My name is Abdullah and trust me, I've been there. And that's why I'm gonna get you out of there. We're all uni students and most of us have not got the experience of living on campus yet, especially because of COVID, and we hope to be back next year. Let's get into it. Many people believe that it's too expensive to live on campus and that's just an added expense over tuition. First of all, I just want to say these fees are all inclusive and there's no hidden expenses. According to UWaterloo's website, the average cost of living on campus with a meal plan is around $12,000, but you pay per term, and that number is for your whole first year. You pay for an amount for the residence and then for the meal plan. You can also choose to go in an apartment style where you have to cook yourself and you won't have to pay for a meal plan, which is just lessens your expenses. What I'm trying to say is there's no additional cost. It's a one-time fee which makes your life easier. Besides, you're going to be commuting and paying for Ubers and other transits. Like, why do you need to do that when you can just live on campus, right? Second of all, there's OSAP and grants that you can apply for. The government wants to help, and even Waterloo or other universities can help with scholarships and bursaries. All you probably know what OSAP is, and it's to help you ease your financial pressure with a loan, and you can gain that to help pay for your residence. And University of Waterloo writes on their website, the Uni of Waterloo aspires to identify students with financial need and ensure that all eligible students admitted to full-time undergraduate programs have the financial assistance necessary to complete their studies. Moreover, if you're in a co-op program, which all of us are, you can make up to $81,000 in co-op earnings, and that's just for AFM graduates, which we all are basically. $81,000 is a lot of money. You can totally use that to pay off the debt that you owe. Moving on to my second point, many people might say that you're away from your family and it's gonna be hard to focus without your family and friends. First of all, you can choose your own roommate and you can choose to live alone as well. So you don't have to worry about not having a familiar face around. A student, Zara, a UWaterloo student, she wrote on the UWaterloo website blog, she says that you can choose your own roommate and have a familiar face to go through your first year with. You can also choose to invest more time in yourself and do the activities you love. This can include cooking, baking, or other life skills that you would need for the rest of your life. You can choose a room in which you want to cook, you can learn new skills, and living alone can be a challenge sometimes, but it's a good learning experience. You become more responsible, more caring, and gain a new perspective on life. A key quote that I found is one of the most significant findings was that students who live campus are 1.7 times more likely to enter an at-risk academic group. This study was done by Brigham Young University student Hannah Merchant. It's better to get good grades than bad grades. So that's just an added pro to living on campus. And lastly, the friends that you make at university often last for life. And these are the friends that you want to be making rather than the ones at home that you're probably going to lose contact with. A blog written on absolutelucy.com explains you're growing up a lot in a short space of time, and the people you do that to in their own way help to mold you as a person. This has a lasting effect, and I certainly think I've learned a lot from my flatmates. Moving on to my last point, many people might say that they do not need to live on campus to get the full university experience, especially with remote learning and how things are going. First of all, attending those parties, attending those social events to force those long-lasting friendships. As College Basics writes on their website, when you live in a dorm, you'll be able to really bond with your new friends, forming long-lasting friendships with people who can help you through the tough times, be with you during the happy times, and be witness to all the first that college inevitably brings. And second of all, you can be part of your more clubs and things that you love doing because you would actually have time for them. You won't have to worry about going home late one night and coming home the next day for another early morning class. There's so many more clubs to join to help mold your career. And some clubs and activities do run late at night. I personally have some upper year friends who complain going home late one night and then coming back 6 hours and then having a long commute to come back and having a class in the morning again. Personally, for me, that would just suck. And lastly, don't even compare remote learning to what it is today. Compare this year's virtual events to last year's in-person events. AFSA Talent Show. Last year's budget was $16,000 and this year's was only $300. Last year's students got prize money of up to $2,000, whereas this year the highest prize was $100. Things like orientation week. This is where you're introduced to university, and look at this year's virtual orientation, which is not liked by many students. It's all over Waterloo's Reddit page as well. Orientation week for a lot of people sucked. In conclusion, living on campus is more beneficial compared to commuting from home. Like I said, if you're worried about the expense, don't fret. There are more than enough resources and ways to help you with that. You get to see what it feels like. The expenses won't be on your mind so much. Furthermore, the relationships you make in university are some of the most special ones. You need to get out there, away from your family and friends, live your life, okay? You need to gain that new perspective. And lastly, if you think you do not need to live on campus to get the full university experience, I'm sorry, but you are deeply mistaken, okay? There's so many opportunities waiting for you out there, and it's just an ease to your first years. You don't want to miss out. I promise you, if you make this decision today and you can convince your parents or anyone who's stopping you to not go on campus, I promise you they won't regret it and you won't regret it. You have a great first year. So next time when your parents say their decision is final, you got to use this. Remember that adulthood is just one dorm away. It worked for me, and I guarantee you it'll have your parents in tears.